Congratulations on your new puppy. We understand that you have hopes to raise this pup to become a therapy dog someday. This presentation is all about setting them up to have the most potential. Keep in mind that a puppy's future is up to them. Our goal is to set puppies up for success and maximize their potential to become a therapy dog. But that decision is ultimately up to the dog. Some dogs are simply not interested in visiting with lots of people, no matter how we raise them, and that is perfectly okay. We love them all for being their wonderful, unique selves. Just like people, they will ultimately choose their own path. Keep in mind that if your pup does not grow up to be a therapy dog, there are still lots of activities that you can do with them to bond, have fun, and have an amazing companion. We highly recommend Puppy Start Right by Kenneth and Debbie Martin. This is a great resource that will help get you started on the right path. There's a ton of information out there, and a lot of it is conflicting, but this book is an excellent resource that will help you to raise a wonderful puppy. Let's start with talking about socialization, what it is and how to do it. In a nutshell, socialization is the process of getting your puppy used to the world. We'll want to focus primarily on socialization in the early months. There is an idea of a socialization window when pups are very young. During this window, for the most part, when puppies experience new things, they'll categorize those things as good or normal. This is true until they reach an age of about 12 to 16 weeks old, or about 3 to 4 months old. After reaching about 3 to 4 months old, the pup will typically categorize new things as strange or scary. So it's crucial to introduce your puppy to new people, new things, and experiences as a young puppy. For the first couple of months, focus more on socialization than obedience. Your dog can always learn obedience, but they will only have a short window for socialization. Work on socialization in small amounts. Sometimes we feel a lot of pressure to make the pup experience everything because the socialization window is so short. But even so, slow and steady wins the race. You want the socialization experiences to be super positive for your pup. Field trips should be short and fun, just a couple of minutes a day, with plenty of time for days off in between. Watch for subtle signs of stress from your puppy. Again, you want their experiences to be positive. If they show any signs of apprehension, you can slow down, let them approach it at their own pace, and give them lots of tasty treats. Most of us can read dog body language pretty well. However, many of us are not very well versed in some of the more subtle signs of stress. These signs of stress can include things like wide eyes, lip licks, yawns, sniffing the ground, and shake-offs. If you are not familiar with these more subtle signs, watch HABIC's Subtle Signs of Stress video, available for free on HABIC's YouTube channel. Introduce your puppy to lots of body handling. Make it a habit to touch them all over, on their ears, nose, paws, and belly. Imagine that you are a veterinarian examining their eyes, nose, and mouth. Feel all over their body for lumps and bumps. You can also imagine you're a groomer, cleaning their paws, brushing them, and playing with their nails. And then you can imagine that you're a small child. You can pull gently on their ears and tails. Gently grab a handful of fur, scoop them up into a snuggly hug. The idea is that they get used to all types of handling while keeping it gentle and positive. Along those same lines, introduce your puppy to baths and nail trims. As a therapy dog, their nails need to be nice and short, and they need to be nice and clean for therapy visits. This will likely mean lots of nail trims and baths, so get them prepared by introducing it early and keeping it fun. Give them practice baths by putting them in the bathtub, giving them lots of treats and love, and then take them out without even getting them wet. As they learn to love the bathtub, start adding just a little bit of water. You can also practice nail trims by handling their paws and wiggling their nails with your fingers. As you start trimming their nails, trim 1 or 2 nails a day, paired with lots of tasty treats. Make sure to introduce your puppy to lots of new dog-friendly places. These new places will help them see, hear, and smell all sorts of new things. Also make sure to introduce your puppy to new surfaces, such as leaves, grates, concrete, grass, rocks, tile, and more. Whenever you see a new surface, encourage your puppy to check it out and try stepping on it. As always, let your puppy go at their own pace. If your pup is willing to stand on the new surface without much hesitation, try asking them to sit or down on it. If they aren't sure about the new surface, give them lots of praise and treats for investigating it. Introduce your puppy to new people, young and old. You want them to learn that meeting new people is a good, safe thing that means lots of praise, petting, and treats. As you introduce your dog to new people, think about introducing them to different silhouettes. We often hear of dogs that are fearful of hats and baseball caps. This is likely because they didn't see these things as a young puppy. Make sure they see different shapes of people. An easy way to do this is to introduce your puppy to friendly people wearing hats. You can use what's in your closet, you can use winter gear, and you can even use Halloween costumes. Anything that changes the silhouette of the person's head is great. Also think of the silhouettes of the person's body. Sometimes mobility equipment such as canes and walkers can be alarming to dogs, so try to normalize these things for your pup. If you don't have a mobility equipment, you can use anything in your house that changes your silhouette. These things will make it look like you've grown extra appendages or that those appendages have changed shapes. So it's good to get your pup used to all of these different ways that a person can look. As you go on field trips with your puppy, make sure to introduce them to car rides too. As a therapy dog, they will need to ride in the car to get to their volunteer placements, so it's important that they are okay in the car. Puppies need to play with other puppies. Puppies are the best at teaching your pup about something called bite inhibition. Bite inhibition means that if your dog ever puts their teeth on a person or a dog, they know how to do it gently without applying too much pressure. Bite inhibition prevents your adult dog from causing harm if they ever bit somebody. Even if your dog is super friendly and wouldn't bite out of aggression, they might do something like grab a treat with enough force to harm someone. So bite inhibition is important even in friendly dogs and potential therapy dogs. Puppy classes are a great option to introduce your puppy to other puppies because all of the other puppies will be vaccinated. Prioritize classes that focus on socialization over obedience. Again, your dog can always learn obedience, but they have a limited window for socialization. Speaking of vaccinated puppies, there is a huge debate about whether to socialize early or wait until your pup is fully vaccinated at 16 weeks. Here are the facts. Before 16 weeks of age, the dogs are not fully vaccinated and they are susceptible to scary, potentially life-threatening diseases. At the same time, 8 to 16 weeks of age is the prime socialization window for puppies. It is behaviorally crippling to dogs if they are not socialized during those early weeks. The absence of exposure to new stimuli prevents essential brain development and can lead to lifelong behavior deficits. So, what is someone with a new puppy to do? We firmly believe that early socialization is key and that we can do it safely while limiting exposure to potentially dangerous germs in the environment. Let's take a look at how to do it. Avoid poop of unknown origin. This means avoid dog parks, avoid walking on pet store floors, avoid areas where dogs frequently go, like grassy parks and nature trails. Meet other dogs safely by making sure that any doggy playdates are with dogs that you know to be fully vaccinated and healthy. Keep your pup's paws off the ground when you go to places with other dogs. You can go to various parking lots, like any store, hiking trail, or any other parking lot will do. Open up the back of your car and sit with your pup. Allow them to observe the world going by. Pair it with super tasty treats to make the experience even more pleasant. This allows them to go to new places, see new things, and smell new smells, all without the risk of picking up dangerous germs. Allow pups to explore human areas. There are lots of dog-friendly places for dogs to go that aren't focused on dogs. These places are generally stores that are not for dogs, like Home Depot and Jack's. If you go to these stores, you can have your pup ride in the cart to avoid contact with the floor and germs from other dogs. And of course, you can visit trusted friends. A puppy is the perfect excuse to see people that you haven't seen in a while. Now let's talk about training as your pup gets older. Your puppy will grow up fast, so let's go over some tips for puppies that are over 4 months old. You'll want to seek out positive reinforcement trainers. positive reinforcement is the best way to help your pup feel confident and trusting of people, and this is an essential foundation for a therapy dog. Avoid training that uses punishing techniques such as scolding, shock collars, and pinch collars. These training methods have been shown in many scientific studies to increase fear and aggression in dogs, both of which would disqualify your puppy from becoming a therapy dog. So stick to positive reinforcement as the best way to foster the human-animal bond and raise a future therapy dog. As you begin obedience training, emphasize loose leash walking. Heeling will be one of the most important and most used behaviors once your dog is a therapy dog, so spend extra time on this behavior. Also emphasize polite greetings. Don't allow your puppy to jump up on people. From the beginning, make it clear that jumping does not earn your puppy any attention or affection. If your pup jumps, turn and ignore them. Help them make better choices by teaching them to sit or lie down for petting. Coach other people to ask your pup to sit before petting. Prevent your dog from jumping up on people, whether they are meeting new people, reuniting with friends and family, or even just interacting with your family at home. All these things will help your puppy to understand that jumping up does not earn them attention, but that keeping 4 paws on the floor is the best way to get love and pets. Don't teach your puppy to shake, at least not right away. Make sure your pup learns lots of other things before teaching them to shake your hand. If shake is one of the first things they learn, they'll be more likely to paw at people to get treats and attention. Pawing at people like this is another way that they can be disqualified from becoming a therapy dog. So don't make shake or paw the first thing that you teach. Don't even make it the third or fourth thing that you teach. Make sure they have lots of other skills under their belt before you teach this one to them. And keep in mind that you don't have to teach it at all. Similar to shake, don't teach your pup to speak, especially not right away. Teaching speak can lead to demand barking, where the dog barks for attention. This is another behavior that is problematic in a therapy setting. Continue to watch for subtle signs of stress from your puppy, especially as they get older. As they get older, you'll switch strategies from socialization to counter-conditioning. In socialization, you are basically just introducing your pup to lots of new things. For a puppy who's older than 4 months, if they appear worried about something, you'll want to do behavior modification with them instead of just exposing them to the thing that they are afraid of. If your pup is worried about something, like a walker, avoid creating conflict by using treats. Usually, our temptation is to lure them over with a treat. This totally makes sense. We just want to show them that it's okay. The problem is, if your dog is worried, we're actually creating conflict. The dog wants the treat, but they are also afraid. Instead, what we can do is toss the treat away from us or away from the scary thing. Now, the dog goes to go get the tasty treat, and they get distance away from the scary thing, which is what they really want. As we continue to toss treats away from the dog, they will usually begin approaching the scary thing closer and closer, with loose, happy body language. You can also play popcorn trail if your pup is apprehensive about a person. Again, if we're using treats, the dog really wants the treat, but they might be afraid to approach the person to get the treat. So instead, we can play a game called the popcorn trail. Instead of popcorn, we'll use treats. The person drops the treat and moves away. So now the dog is free to eat the treat without fear of being next to the person. As we repeat this, the dog will typically start approaching the person because they trust them. Make sure to help your puppy through fear periods. You may have heard of fear periods. Basically, your puppy might suddenly become afraid of things that they were previously okay with. Fear periods are considered normal, however, don't assume your pup will just snap out of it on their own. If you see them become afraid, help them to feel better using gentle praise and treats. If you stay calm and confident, you can help your pup to feel calm and confident again too. If the new fear persists for longer than a couple of weeks, seek professional help. Watch your puppy as they meet new people. Do they love to meet new people? This will be the best indicator of whether they want to become a therapy dog. Watch how they act around strangers outside of the home. Do they readily approach new people for petting and attention? Is meeting a new person the best part of their day? If so, they might be a great candidate to become a therapy dog. We can't wait to see you and your dog soon. They will grow up so fast, and once they're at least 18 months old, contact HABIC and we can start looking into therapy dog training with you and your dog. That's it for this presentation. Reach out if you have any questions at all. We are here to help.